Today, I'm diving into one of my absolute favorite connection, the gut-skin-brain axis. It's the third connection of the 7 dimensions of wellness, and it's also a double connection, the skin connecting to gut and brain. First, I want to talk about the skin, gut, brain triangle. So it's kind of our forgotten superhighway. It communicates through cytokines, through neurotransmitters, and also, of course, my favorite, through the microbiome or the microbiota. Let me explain. So this means that the skin inflammation, the gut health, and your emotional well-being is all interconnected somehow. It's not isolated problems. So what you'll want to do for your skin, evidently, is adapt so that you minimize local inflammation on the skin, systemic inflammation through your gut, which will also affect your well-being, and you will limit emotional stresses that would impact as well, send other messages to then again feedback and increase inflammation. It's all interconnected. So for your skin, it's really to break down the inflammatory loop. And how do you do that? You feed your microorganisms that are living on your skin with pre and postbiotics, with prebiotics like fructooligosaccharides, FUS or GUS, galacto-oligosaccharides. They're great. Inulin is one of them. And you would also provide the environment with postbiotics. What are these? They're ferment extracts. So when you have a fermentation, these microorganisms that have fermented a mixture will provide a mix of microorganisms that may not be active, but still will provide the environment at the right pH that the skin microorganisms do need to thrive. I'm Mireille Vega, Dr. Mimi, biochemist, founder of Vegan Biome, and the creator of the One Human Skin approach and the Protect, Restore, Adapt philosophy. I've spent years studying the connections between our lifestyle and what we do and what we put in and on our bodies and how they affect our overall well-being. And I'm on a mission to break it all down for you with the 7 dimensions of wellness that interconnect with physical, emotional, and spiritual, and that work together to keep you balanced, vibrant, and feeling good, not only from the inside out, but also from the outside in. So what is the One Human Skin philosophy? It's actually looking at the skin from the organ perspective, how it works at its core, and how it works for all human. All human skin need the same ingredients. It's actually ingredients that the skin produces, that it loses through our lifestyle. But depending on your unique skin, you may need more of one ingredient than another. It really depends. It's a balance. One thing for sure, you really need to feed your skin microorganisms. So the more pre and postbiotics you give it, the better it goes. But for the other types of ingredients that it needs, it's really a question of proportions throughout your year, your months, and your weeks. But the One Human Skin philosophy, which focuses on the organ, also apply to the One Human Gut, which works the same for all, with the One Human Brain, same. And for both the skin and the gut, one super important aspect is diversity. The more microorganisms that you will have, the more resilient your microbiota will be, whether it's on your skin or in your gut. So, just like gut microbiota diversity, a healthy skin microbiota diversity is super important. It means an increased strength of the microbiota barrier and much more resilience. So, what does that mean for you? Well, a more resilient skin microbiota barrier means that variations that are caused by ingredients, for instance, that may irritate, that may lead to dermatitis or eczema when it's not super solid, it means that it's not going to be affected as much. The same thing goes with bacteria or acne bacteria, for instance. The more solid the barrier, the more resilient it becomes. So, summary message for this, there's a very, very big correlation between your skin and your gut microbiota. And the more you have microorganisms, whether it's on your skin or your gut, it works very similarly, although they're not the same microorganisms, it works very similarly. The more you have, the more your functions are preserved. So the healthier your local immunity for your skin is, or your systemic immunity for your gut microbiota is. And how about the skin and the brain? So sometimes you'll see mood swings going with skin swings, the emotional imprint of microbes, or the microbes effect of stress. It's again interconnected. So the gut-brain axis influences mood through serotonin, and we also know through anxiety, it balances also some of the effect of stress. But what is super interesting is that emergent science shows that skin can also do that. So maybe the skin feels too. Another point I want to make is around the microbial diet. How do you feed your ecosystem? I mentioned it at the beginning, prebiotics and postbiotics for the skin mainly. For the gut, we'll have the prebiotics, a bit of the post, but a lot of the pro. And what are the pros? There are active microorganisms that you could add to your gut system. Your microorganisms will love it and they will thrive. Which ones? A mixture, again, diversity is key. The more, the better, and different types are also encouraged. It's been often said, you are what you eat. But what you eat also shapes your skin and your mental health by feeding the good or the not so great microorganisms. It's the same for skincare as nutrition for your skin. And finally, an angle that's really, really close to my heart, which is the silent dialogue of touch. So skin as a messenger and how it helps both the gut and the brain. So touch, as we know through the skin, stimulates the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve is the major gut-brain highway. By the way, if it's been repeated a few times, you've heard me say this, the gut is really the second brain. So we have the brain, super important. The gut supports the brain. And through the vagus nerve, there's a lot of communication. By having stimulation of the vagus nerve through touch, you actually calm that highway, which actually calms that highway. Very healthy, both for your head, stress management, and for your gut, digestion, and immune system. Because it goes through the gut. And another reason why meditation is so great, because through breathing, you also calm the vagus nerve. So that's why meditation is really great for both the systemic immune system, so the physical body, and our emotional, our head, and our balance, and our healthy brain. So just to wrap up, skin has its own sensory and immune communication system through touch. You can also, through breathing, so through your lungs, there you go, another connection. You can also really support your brain and your gut. So, I've talked about, like how, like I really want to provide peace of mind with a balanced routine for your skin. But so I really think here, peace of skin and peace of mind really go together in this deep biological connection. As you know, everything is connected. When you work on one of these dimensions, you actually improve the others. So imagine when you work on two, the skin, gut, brain, skin. The key is to simplify and focus on what truly matters. There are things we can't control, but let's focus on what we can and let go of the rest. Breathe. If this resonates with you and you want practical, simple ways to improve your wellness, subscribe to this channel. You've got questions, I've got answers. Drop your questions in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And perhaps you want to understand your unique skin better and how to care for it simply in total peace of mind. I have a few other tips for you that you won't find in these capsules. Kindly find the link in the description to understand more. And see you in the next video where I continue breaking down each of these dimensions with easy, actionable tips. Let's make wellness simple again.